Hey guys and girls, got a little bit of an emergency repair here. Got the wife's car down. We got a pretty bad leak in the old radiator here. If you look through right here and I squeeze this hose, well, it ain't got enough water to do it now, but it's got a crack in the front of the radiator and it's leaking down the front of the support there. So we're gonna get this core support out and get the radiator out of it and let you guys watch it and see what happens. I got to deal with on the daily now. Alright. So, this is going to be a first time for me and you guys. I ain't never done a radiator on one of these here Chrysler products. Shouldn't be that bad, right? But the top of this core support is removable from the 10 seconds of research I was able to do on this vehicle. You take these 10 mil bolts out right through here. Two, and then you got two 10 mils that hold onto this plastic, and then you got two of these little plastic rivet things, and then you should be able to take the core support out. Now, when you take it out, the cable that opens and closes the hood, your hood release, is still connected. So I'm just going to bring her up and set her down. From the small amount of research I did in some of these forums, a lot of guys complain about this happening because the radiator has plastic sides on it and it's just connected with a bunch of metal folded over it, which is how most radiators are made now. Not a lot of them are solid anything anymore. So we're just going to go to town. It looks like this has been done before because the plastic on my bumper is cracked where somebody over tightened these bolts. So, Chrysler is very proud of their radiators at a $250. So I can get an aftermarket aluminum job for $180 on the old Jungle website. But now I need, alright, for those of you guys that are going to watch this, there's two hidden bolts. When you pull this bumper cover forward, there's one on either side. You don't forget those before you start yanking. Because I almost did. After this one, it should start wanting to come out. Hopefully. Probably not. It's a Chrysler product. There's probably 12 more bolts that are hidden underneath something else. Nope, there we go. Be careful when pulling on your bumper. They sit out in the sun, so they do get fragile over time and crack. I'm still trying to figure out where exactly it's split. It's in here somewhere. So, what do I need to do to take this bad dog out? Unhook. Mechanic's best friend right here. The reason I like these for these clamps, these factory style clamps, is you can just snag onto it and then just wiggle it off. You ain't got to worry about it trying to eat your finger, which they will do. Let's give her a little bit more tight. Come on. Okay. And I'm just going to leave that dude on there so that when I'm ready to put it back on, I just release my pliers. You got your overflow tube. Set that guy back here. And I think that the fan shroud just lifts. It's going to make me a liar. Okay, for any of you guys watching at home, there's a push tab on top of the top arms that stick off of your fan. Push that tab in, bring her up. And once she's out of the hooks, good to go. There's one more 10mm holding your air conditioning hoses. So we'll pop him off. It's down here on the passenger side, about 10 inches down, right on your condenser lines. That's gonna take 2 years. Get a little extension on that guy. All right, guys. So I just laid my fan. I just picked it up and rotated it, set it over there. So far, we took, here's those hiding bolts for the core support on this side and this side. And then there was the 2 bolts here and here. So we got all that out. And then that bolt that was hiding on me was right here on this block, right there. It's a 10mm. So once you pop that guy off, it releases this from the radiator. And then you have to take these tabs loose on your condenser, above and below. And then your lower radiator hose, which is right here. Once you've got all that freed up, she's gonna come right out the top. All right, well, that was a pain. Looks like my radiator was leaking right here where it's pressed together. There's water squirting out to the side there, but got the new guy. Your biggest fight for getting this guy out is these tabs right here at the bottom. Those tabs lock in to this right here, and there's another one on the other side. So when you try to lift your radiator, once you get your condenser, I'm sorry about the condensed angle here. Once you free the condenser, that's still connected. So when you try to lift your radiator up out of here, it ain't gonna go until you reach your arm down in this impossible to get into crevice and remove that line off the bottom of the radiator. But ain't too bad. It came up. I did have to lay this over to the side a little bit farther. But once you get this off, this snaps in right here on the front of your rad. There's a little clip here, and then it just sits into this pocket right here at the bottom. So once you unsnap it from here and lift your condenser out of that pocket, that cable connects right here along the bottom row of your radiator. Once you get through that hassle, it's just rinse and repeat, doing the reverse process to get this guy back in. All right, so reverse of original process. I'll go ahead and pull this lower cover off. It's gonna be hard to get to. And then we're gonna go ahead and delicately drop her down into the hole. You really don't want to beat the fins up on your brand new radiator or your condenser. What makes these work efficiently is the surface area of those fins trading the heat off to the air. And to show you guys that everyone makes mistakes, I forgot the rubber isolators on the old radiator. So out she comes. Easy. Flip her to the side here. Take your rubber isolator, large side towards the rad. Snap your little rubbers on. And then back in she goes for the final time. first one was just a mock-up, right? We were just testing. So we're gonna ease in. I'll line my rubber isolators up into their sockets. I'm gonna reach down here into the no man's land. I'm gonna try and line these clips for the pipe back on. All right, now that I've donated blood for the cause and said things I shouldn't have, I've got the condenser back where it's supposed to be. And I'm just reversing the order of operations. I'm putting the 10mm bolt back into the condenser now that connects it to the radiator. There we go. That'll work. Now, I'm going to snake down my clamp. For those of you guys that have never seen one of these clamps, it's just a big spring. So when you use these vice grips on it, it clamps it down and you can go hands-free and you can't see it. So I'm just going to put the hose in the clamp, slide it on the rad, let these dudes loose, and it's installed. Over. Rotate him another 90 going in. Easy. There we go. Lift up just a little bit, get back on top of them ears. Alright, so at this point, condenser is connected to the radiator again with this bolt right here. And now what I'm doing is there's ears on the bottom of your radiator fan here. And those guys come down into this pocket right here. I don't know if you can see it too well. See how it kind of just falls in? And then it bolts on up top. So that's what I'm gonna be doing here. Sorry I can't really get you in there. They did a good job of making this snug. So I'll let you guys watch me fight so that maybe it'll be easier for you guys. So I'm gonna come over, I'm gonna lift. I like to line up one side, and I'll come back to the other side, same process. Right there, double check. There you go, snaps in just like that. Everything's ready. So, on the old one, had this right here, and these small rubber isolators that goes on these clips right here. So always make sure you keep hold of your old parts before you get rid of them. So we're going to bring this guy up easy. Over. This one came off during the process. It goes right on top of that rubber isolator. Pull my bumper cover out just enough. Let's line everything up. Alright. Now we're going to go ahead and loosely install all of my bolts. Get them started. I always like to finger tight all of them down. And that way if something's binding up or not lining up, you don't have to go back and reverse everything that you just did. At least if you do this, you got some wiggle. You can finesse it down in there. Forget about these two that are hidden. Get those started. Now I got all 6 of those started. I'm gonna go ahead and bring them down. I'll go ahead and cut to where I got all these tight for you guys. Alright, I got all them bolts snug down. This is what one of them plastic clips looks like. So it's kind of got a little wedge to it. And then this pin on top goes down into this wedge to spread it out after you got it in the hole. So all you do, pinch them together a little bit, get it started in the hole, push down, and then push the pin down. That's all there is to those guys. They're not too hateful. Some guys haven't ran across them before. It's a newer car thing. Well, I mean, it's not new technology, but they use them quite a lot nowadays. Most of the cars I work on were way before those clips ever came out, so I don't use them a lot. They make special tools to get them out. I just use a flathead screwdriver or a wire cutter or whatever. You just got to grasp the head and pull up on it. You're not trying to snip it off. If you do snip it off or break it off, if you get a punch, a nail, anything that'll fit same size as that plug, you can push it all the way through and then remove it, and then you can buy these clips at any part store. They sell them in bulk. They got variety packs, sell them and all kinds of stuff. So they're easy to find. All right, those are in plastic, so they just get, you know, tightened up. And this guy, I set my overflow to the side. They just slide on. There's a couple of holes in here. Get one started. Set her down on there. Get your overflow tube. Back over to your radiator. Push him in. Re-secure this down to all of its factory locations. The only thing left is putting on my upper hose. See how easy that was with the vice grips, guys? Just let her loose and she's done. Installed. That's it. Upper, lower hose. Everything's intact and where it's supposed to be. Overflow's connected. Make sure I didn't miss anything, forget anything. I already did. There are 2 bolts in the front here. I forgot about it. I'll make mistakes. So I'll do the rest of this buttoning up. This is probably gonna be one of my shorter films. If you guys like seeing random content like this getting thrown in here, or we're just doing basic repairs, let me know down in the comments below, guys. Every now and again I'll get one that pops up. We'll have to do this. But if you enjoyed a little bit of it, give me a like, comment. If you want to subscribe to me, see some more content like this, a lot of hot rodding stuff. Every now and again I work on street cars and daily drivers. Hit the notification bell. You'll be able to see when I post my next one and what we do from there. So yeah, guys, thanks for coming along with this one. Watch me wrench on my wife's car. We'll get her topped off and send her down the road. See you in the next one, guys.